Hello everybody and welcome back. It's a little bit warmer out today. Let me get this camera turned around and we can take a look at all the progress that has happened since I filmed here last. So you might be able to see a lot more dirt moved. So they went ahead, filled in this ditch area here, graded this out a little bit more. This is exactly how Jessica wanted it to look, and also graded out where the approach will be in front of the garage up there a little bit more. They also slung the lumber and tossed it up there so that they can go ahead and spread some more of this sand down in here. So, as usual, a ton more progress going on here. But right now, you can see the excavator back there in the background. They are working on digging that pond down deeper. So just kind of got all the sand off the top of it now. Now they can go ahead and fill in the rest of the area around the house with the clay. Kind of got a design as to how I want the pond to look, the elevations, and where the deep end to go. So maybe I'll post up a picture of that, but that will evolve as they're going ahead and hauling this out of here. We're going to work with the guys here at Finney Trucking that have been doing such a great job. Link in the description down below if you need any work done, but they are going to work with us to shape this pond exactly how we want it to look. Like I said though, you can see up here this approach that's going to be in front of the garage. It's going to look fairly level. Want it to be somewhat level in this area. And yeah, you can definitely see that a lot of our snow is gone. It is 36 degrees out today. I'm betting that road is holding up really well though. A lot of frost that's been packed into that over the weekend. You can see down here into our basement. I did go ahead and check the crock and no water froze in the crock, so I don't think we had any frost actually getting down into the ground over these last couple of cold days. We do have a couple more cold days coming out. I think we have framing is supposed to be happening in about 2 weeks time. I think we get a couple days that are down in the single digits, but nothing below zero like we've had the past couple of days. So that is good news. Let's head on over here now and we'll take a quick look as to how this pond is shaping up. And then we will go down and check out the driveway. I'm going to jump into some drone video real quick here before we head on back to the pond. You can see a lot of those piles of dirt that they've piled over here on the left-hand side. All that is the clay. And I'll fly directly over the top of the house and we'll take the drone back here and take a little bit closer look inside of the pond just before I go ahead and walk back here. Do find it really interesting, always checking out the geology on our property. And you can see right here how deep of hole this is right now. So right there in the very bottom, I went out there and measured it a little bit later in the day and it came to 15 feet deep. So we were almost at the depth that we wanted of being around 20 feet deep. I'm going to go ahead with the drone right now and keep gaining altitude up to 400 feet and see what things look like all the way up there. But yeah, the pond ended up turning out great. At the time of me filming this voiceover, they're actually doing framing on the house right now. I just came from there and they were putting on the subfloor. Tomorrow the first story wall should be going up, so it's really starting to take shape really fast. Total volume of dirt that we had moved here was 8,800 cubic yards, so a ton of dirt moved, a lot more than we thought we would have needed, but looking at the grade, we wanted it to be a little bit more gradual. Yes, the house is sitting way up on top of the hill nicely. I'm going to fly this way a little bit further down the driveway, and we'll be able to see what that looks like from 400 feet in altitude before you see me down there in person walking along the driveway as well. Here's what the pond's looking like. Hopefully you can hear me over the top of the excavator. They are getting quite a deep hole down there in the bottom now, it looks like. All this area is where the sand has been stripped off. I'm going ahead and loading up the off-road dump truck right now. Definitely looking really nice. Of course, as usual, there will be a ton of raw video at the end of this video if you want to stay tuned to that and watch the excavator go ahead, load the rest of the off-road dump truck, as well as see the off-road dump truck dump it over there by the house location. Let's run down here now, let's take a quick look in the bottom of the pond and see how deep it's getting. Oh yeah, think we're probably pretty close to our 25 feet deep. Definitely all clay though. Looks like we have about 2 to 3 feet of sand up here. Got a little bit of a lighter clay, and then it goes into being more of this darker clay. I'm not sure if this is glacial till or not. Definitely pretty cool to check out the geology here on the property. Quite a hole. You can actually see some of the rock inside of the clay. Here's a look down our driveway. Jessica and I came out here yesterday. I didn't film anything though because it was really cold. Like I said, -3 degrees out yesterday morning. Driveway's looking great though. You can see all the sand is in here. Culverts in place. Riprap installed. This riprap's actually from Bayport's Wallace Stone Quarry. I actually had the privilege to go out there and get a tour of that stone quarry. So that's over on my other channel if you want to go ahead and check that out. Water line has been tied in, so that is ready to go back there at the house. And what Jessica's really happy about is the little frog pond pool area here. They took the excavator and scraped over a bunch more of those stumps and filled this in a little more. Might need a couple more loads, maybe 2-3 loads of clay dumped in here yet to get that filled in the rest of the way. But we are really happy how the driveway looks. Nice slope on each side of it. Eventually this low area here in the springtime, they're going to go ahead and dig a trench back through here and install a culvert. We're probably going to upgrade from the 6-inch line to maybe a 10 or 12-inch culvert to go through here. Definitely just don't want it plugging up. It doesn't really go anywhere, kind of dead ends over here on this side, but it's low on each side of the driveway, so we want to let that water be able to flow freely across. And it looks like they did quite a bit more grading up here in this area this morning. So this was not done when we were out here yesterday. This little area here, right where the bulldozer's sitting, they hauled in a couple more loads of sand, dumped that in there. So now that looks like a really nice grade right up there to our approach of our garage or the rest of our driveway. So yeah, I think everything's looking really great. All the clay now coming in over here, and you can see them working over there in the distance. So probably gonna go ahead, get the drone up in the air, get a few of those aerial videos now, and then head out of here. I'm sure I'll be back here again tomorrow, and we will watch as the pond continues to get deeper and deeper. The drone is directly over the entrance to our future driveway. Got that limestone on each side of the culvert. I'm not sure if that's classified as riprap. At what size of limestone chunks do you start calling it riprap instead of just limestone? Go ahead, fly up the driveway here though. I always like doing this because eventually this is how we will be entering our house. We'll be coming directly up this driveway and we'll be able to see the nice front entrance of our house. So just kind of envisioning of what that's going to look like. We'll come around over here on this side though, and I'll swing back to the pond and see how much progress they have made back there. Again, a lot of clay here. You can see where they've been dumping that. Still need to dump all the clay and fill over here on this side of the house. That will be coming up in the next video, as again that pond continues to grow and get deeper. Now back here, we'll watch this off-road dump truck go ahead and get loaded one last time with the excavator. I was really surprised the entire time that they were digging this pond. We didn't really have any water come into it. Maybe just about 3 inches in the bottom of it, and at the time of me filming this voiceover, there still is just that same 3 inches in the very bottom that is now froze solid. I'm guessing once it hits springtime though and things start really melting, that snow melts, we start getting a little bit more flooding and the water table comes up in our area, that this will fill pretty fast. I'm actually thinking about putting a trail camera on this area so that we could watch the pond fill over time, create a little bit of a time-lapse video. So let me know if you think that's a good idea in the comments down below. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel. leave a like on this video, and if you have any questions and comments, make sure you leave those down below as well. And until the next one, I'll see you then. Make sure you stay tuned for the raw video right now as well. Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next videos I will be posting, and leave your questions, comments, and suggestions below.